Matthew chapter 23. Then Jesus addressed the crowd and his disciples, saying, "Here is what you need to understand. The scribes and Pharisees have taken their place in the seat of Moses, so listen to their teachings and follow their instructions. But do not follow their example, for they say one thing and do another. They burden people with heavy and cumbersome rules, yet they themselves are unwilling to lift a finger to help. Everything they do is done to be seen by others. They make their phylacteries wide and the tassels on their garments long. They love to have the best seats at banquets and the prominent places in the synagogues. They crave the greetings in the marketplaces and to be called Rabbi, Rabbi, by others. But you, do not be called Rabbi, for you have one teacher, and you are all brothers and sisters. And do not call anyone on earth your father, for you have one Father, who is in heaven. Nor should you be called masters, for you have one Master, the Christ. The greatest among you should be your servant. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. But woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You lock the kingdom of heaven before people. You do not enter yourselves, nor do you allow those who are trying to enter to do so. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You devour widows' houses and make long prayers for show. Your punishment will be severe. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You travel over land and sea to make a single convert, and when you do, you make them twice as much a child of hell as you are. Woe to you, blind guides! You say, if anyone swears by the temple, it means nothing, but anyone who swears by the gold of the temple is bound by that oath. Blind fools! Which is greater, the gold or the temple that makes the gold sacred? And you say, if anyone swears by the altar, it means nothing, but anyone who swears by the gift on the altar is bound by that oath. Blind fools! Which is greater, the gift or the altar that makes the gift sacred? Therefore, anyone who swears by the altar swears by it and by everything on it. And anyone who swears by the temple swears by it and by the one who dwells in it. And anyone who swears by heaven swears by God's throne and by the one who sits on it. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You give a tenth of your spices, mint, dill, and cumin. But you have neglected the more important matters of the law, justice, mercy, and faithfulness. These you should have practiced without neglecting the others. Blind guides! You strain out a gnat but swallow a camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You clean the outside of the cup and plate, but inside, they are full of greed and self-indulgence. Blind Pharisee! First, clean the inside of the cup and plate, so that the outside may also be clean. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly appear beautiful but within are full of dead people's bones and all uncleanness. So you also outwardly appear righteous to others, but within you are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You build the tombs of the prophets and decorate the monuments of the righteous, saying, if we had lived in the days of our ancestors, we would not have taken part with them in shedding the blood of the prophets. Thus you witness against yourselves that you are descendants of those who murdered the prophets. Fill up, then, the measure of your ancestors. You snakes! You brood of vipers! How can you escape being sentenced to hell? Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you who kill the prophets and stone those sent to you, how often I have longed to gather your children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, and you were not willing. Look, your house is left to you desolate. For I tell you, you will not see me again until you say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord.